Tom's got a unique situation. Tom was a high school football and baseball player. He came to St. Joe's with the intent just to concentrate on school. The athlete in him, he had the itch after his freshman year to say, maybe I'll try out for the baseball team. So his sophomore year, he goes out and tries out for the team. And not only did Tom make the team, but Tom played and started every game from that first day to the day he graduated.
Tom made his presence known literally from the first week of what would have been his sophomore year. He was a tough guy on the field, small in stature, but at the same time, everything he did was hustle. He was going to do everything consistently, throughout the day, and he was going to give you 110%.
Coach Chris mentioned to me, why don't you come and walk on and see how things go? And I thought to myself, hey, this would be a great opportunity to play for a Division I program. It was great because it was probably the first time someone really said, okay, let's give this guy an opportunity. I felt like maybe I didn't have those opportunities before, and so I really appreciated that from Coach Chris and the St. Joe's staff. I was a high energy type player, a pesky type guy. I learned to get on base, work the pitchers, work the count, take a walk, steal a base, and score runs. I really was the kind of guy, a catalyst, if you will, who set the table for a very good lineup behind me.
Verratti was a guy that got on base and just did everything right. He stole bases when he needed to. He went first to third when he needed to. A ball hit in the gap in the outfield, Verratti'd go get it, lay out for it, and catch it right at the big time.
He was incredibly consistent. When you can find a consistent player that can put up, 300 numbers every year and walk 40 times and get 40-some hits and have almost a 500 on-base percentage is pretty impressive. Tom, his first year he played, made the most spectacular catch I've ever seen to this day as a player or a coach. It was a Florida game playing Boston College. From the beginning, it looked like it was a bases clearing double, and out of nowhere, Tom gets a beat on it. He's playing right field. He tracks it down, heading straight towards the fence in right center field. Leaves his feet. He's completely parallel to the ground, completely full, stretched out. Catches the ball, slides on the warning track, which was made up of stone screenings, slides head first into the fence. It comes up with the ball. We come back in that bottom of the ninth and win the game.
I knew at that point in time, my freshman year, that I was here to stay, that I thought I can be successful, certainly at this level.
The way Tom is, he's serious about baseball. He goes to class, he's serious about his academics.
Being well balanced is really the key. The bottom line is people come here to get an education and to develop careers, and Tom was a guy who was equally good or great in the classroom as he was on the field.
When you're playing 40+ games in a matter of 2 months, getting your work done while you're traveling on the road, it created a very challenging scenario to be able to balance both your workload in school and be successful on the baseball field. It really kind of helps you prepare yourself for the future. Every day in life we're balancing. You really have to keep yourself prioritized, and I think that experience at St. Joe's really helped pave the way for me to learn how to be organized and prioritize my life.
He certainly was a guy that you could count on. He certainly was a guy that knew what his role was and thrived in his role. He should have been a guy that was on the '93 Phillies. He's like a Dykstra type player.
Tom's mission was every time he walked out on the field, he wanted to prove himself and let everyone know that he was worthy to be there.
The moral of the story for me is, when you're given an opportunity, whether big or small, you should really take the time and put the energy and devote yourself to take advantage of it. Because a lot of folks will, whether it's your size or your stature or any preconceived notions about you, in order to get past those, you've got to make the first step in the commitment to want to do it. And I think I made that commitment, and I proved to a lot of people, including myself, that I could move on to the next level, and I did. I'd like to thank my parents, Joe and Sue, and my brothers, Joe and Mike, who were really there to push me as we were growing up, and my parents giving me the opportunity to attend such a prestigious university, and continuing to push me to be the best that I can be. I'd also like to thank my coaches, Coach Chris and Ken Krasalovic, and Coach Ertel, along with Coach Fritz, for the nomination into the St. Joseph's University Hall of Fame. It is much appreciated. And also to my former teammates and guys who I consider friends today, who we try to keep up with on occasion. It's been 25 years, but Joe Capriotti, Paul Murphy, Mike Miglarice, Jay Rabel, Steve Frank, Marty Carey, and a host of others. Thanks for being the great friends and teammates you were during my stay here at St. Joe's. I'd like to thank my wife Karen and my daughters Julia, Alyssa, and Tara, who constantly have to hear about my glory days and my famous catch. And I'm as proud as you are of me for all that you've accomplished as well. Thanks for everything.